Okay, we're back. So it's week 2 officially. We kind of had a week 0, so it confuses me. It's week 2. We're coming off a big victory last week. The coach is going to share some thoughts about, and we're here, Coffee with Coach again. If you can see, I've kind of gotten a little fancier. Coach got me a shirt to wear. He said, "You need some red in these things. You can't be wearing your hipster cotton T-shirts. You got to put on a cool Henley." This is what you call Henley. My coach didn't know. Henley is my favorite style shirt. He also got me a cap. Week 1, guys, last week, Bishop Moore Hornets. I think they're the Hornets, right? Yep. I heard they were the Bumblebees. Somebody said something about Bumblebees, and I was like, wait a second, I thought they were Hornets. But they're Bumblebees, and so we played them, and Coach, he previewed his, I think this year, Coach, is going to be hat this year?
Yeah, hat.
Hat this year, not visor. It's it's like a new trend. So we got Henleys on the sideline, new coaches' shirts, right? Maybe we'll get some cargo shorts. I heard they're coming back. So the fans that send us messages, they said that cargo shorts are in fact popular and trendy again. So maybe we'll get some flannel shirts for the coaches.
Got to be later in the year for that.
For winter time, we get some flannel shirts and maybe some Birkenstocks. It'll be like 1996 again. Some Fahrenheit cologne. You guys remember Fahrenheit? Oh man, Fahrenheit reminds me of being a senior in high school. Okay, so week 2. We got an opponent coming down we're going to talk about from New Jersey. Big game, big-time team, flying in, prep school. Amazing stuff happening there this week. But first, we're going to recap a little bit. And when we recap, we're going to talk about last week. We're going to talk about Bishop Moore. We're going to talk about Coach, what he thought about the game. Maybe he'll throw some statistics at us. Maybe he'll talk about what he liked. Maybe he'll talk about what he disliked. He'll just share some thoughts with us and let us know what he thinks, okay? So, but before we do that, I want to proudly say that we are sponsored this week by one of our local favorite businesses. I guess it's a business because I don't even feel like it. I feel like they're family. But Appenberry's Garden Center, cultivating your plant needs. We put out all our plants. I love plants. They're almost as cool as Birkenstocks and flannels right now, but I love them, okay? So we got our plants. We got our Appenberry's hat. So I'm going to switch this out for this first question here. And I'm going to put on this Appenberry's hat, cultivating your garden spaces. How did plants become so cool? Right down the street, guys, I'm telling you, customer service. Appenberry's is all about customer service. You go in there, people smile at you. Feels good when someone smiles at you. They ask you if you need some help. They talk to you about plants, how to take care of them. Plants make you smile. So go to Appenberry's, get yourself a plant, have a smile. It's what we do in College Park. So, Coach, any thoughts about Appenberry's? I know they're close to you.
Unbelievable business, great family. Someone I've known, the owners, Eric and Lisa Appen, for a long time now. Had the opportunity to coach their son Cole, was part of our state finalist team. Just a great family with a business right here in College Park that has been supportive of Edgewater football, and we as a community, we want to make sure we support them. And I think the world of the family that owns it and the business that they run. And what a lot of people don't know is tonight when you see our field and how well it looks, it's led by Eric Appen, the owner of Appenberry's, giving back to our program with helping with field prep every week for our home games. So I can't say enough about Eric and Lisa Appen and, of course, their son Cole, what they mean to me and our program, and their business has been supporting College Park and the Edgewater community for a very long time. So we are grateful for them. And, get there. If you haven't ever been, go check it out. It's an unbelievable store, great customer service, and a special place.
Absolutely. And, I like Coach called it grass. I like to call it turf. That's what the people they know, they call it turf. I don't know why. It's turf to us now, okay? And don't buy a plant on Amazon, on the internet. I've been seeing this. How can you get a plant in a box? I don't believe it. Don't do it. Go to Appenberry's and get yourself a plant there. A plant in a box from Amazon, it just don't feel right. Don't do it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about week 1, inch by inch, row by row. We're going to make this team grow, right? That's an old song if you know it. I think it was Peter, Paul, and Mary, inch by inch, row by row, right? You know that one? So that was a little for Appenberry's because it's about gardens growing. But gardens are kind of like teams. So, Coach, round up week 1, Battle of College Park. We got the trophy. Right here it is, okay? I like to hold trophies sometimes. I like to hold trophies in Appenberry's hats. right? Our principal said, guess what? College Park, the 32804 starts at Edgewater High School. And I think that's a very fine statement by our principal, Mrs. Crowder. She said that last week to our student body. We got a lot of pride around Edgewater. So here we go. Battle of College Park, week 1 roundup. Coach, what you got to say?
You know, this has been here since 2018. And so that hopefully will stay here for a long time. But, you know, we played a great team week 1. Bishop Moore is a program. They're not just a good team. They've been a great program for a long time. You know, we knew we had our work cut out for us. It was a game. It was a week 1 game, kind of sloppy by us in some areas. But the most important thing is we found a way to get a win on the road against a great program and to keep the Battle of College Park trophy here at Edgewater High School. So we're thrilled that we got a chance to get the game in after a little bit of weather delay, to get really good film, to figure out where we need to get better and the corrections that we need to make that we believe we have this week. And again, it was a good, tough road win against a team that we have respect for and a program that, we admire right across the road at Bishop Moore. So keeping that trophy here, winning on the road, and getting to 1-0 after week 1 is something that we feel very grateful for.
I love it, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I say I love it a lot. I watch these things, and I'm trying to get better too, but I do love it. So I'm going to say it. If that's my little thing, I say I love it, okay? And I love Coach Duke, and I love this trophy, and I love these plants, and I love all y'all. So I love it. Now, we're going to move on from there, and, it's been a long week of practice. It's Friday morning. We're getting ready for a big game tonight and a big opponent. When practice happens, guys, that's where, like they say in the military, that's where the metal meets the meat. That's where men are out there. They're sweating. It's hot. Young boys are doing their best. Emotions are hot. People are flying around. Helmets are colliding. You're hearing all kinds of sounds, all kinds of emotions. But every week, these boys are also in class. These boys are also being role models on campus. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right? And I like for Coach, for some reason, it could be anything. He's the head ball coach. The head ball coach decides who he wants to shine the spotlight on. So, Coach Duke, who you shine the spotlight on this week?
I think about a senior, and I got an email from a senior teacher this past week about how this young man has been in her class, the leadership that he's portrayed. And I've watched him throughout his time at Edgewater improve year in and year out, not just on the field, but in the classroom, his character. And it's number 44, Cordell Lima, defensive lineman for us. Somebody I know that myself and our staff would go to battle with any night because of the adversity that he's faced head on in his own life, how he's dealt with it, and then how he's grown each year in all areas, not just as a football player, but as a young man. And getting that email from one of our teachers, Miss Abel, who has been here a long time, who we have a lot of respect for here in the Edgewater community. I got an email and just was outlining his leadership in her class, and how pleasant he's been for the start of the year, and then watching him play on the field. He maxes out his effort every Friday night, and I think he's going to have a great senior year, and then way beyond his time here at Edgewater, he's on track for success, and that's number 44, Cordell Lima. Number
44, Cordell Lima. Thank you, Miss Abel, for that. All you Edgewater teachers out there and the community members, you see one of these boys and they got the numbers on, or you know their names, send Coach Duke an email. Cameron.duke@ocps.net. Positive reinforcement is something we do in schools. We don't need to focus on the negatives. Sometimes we got to talk about the negatives, but let's focus on the positives. Give them some good things. Make them boys feel good, the ones that are doing good, because they are doing their best. I see them clean the cafeteria. I see them saying, "Hey, Mr. Lasher, how are you?" It's nice. It feels good. It's the way they're supposed to be doing it. So thanks for that, Coach. 44, Cordell Lima. I saw him out there. Kind of plays like D-line linebacker,
yep.
D-end. Mm-hmm. He was up there hyping the crowd a bit. I saw it. I noticed it. 44. All right. Thanks, Cordell. Thanks for being awesome. Okay, so on to our opponent this week. These boys coming down here from New Jersey. I'm going to give you a little rundown of who they are, where they're from, what they're all about. And then I'm going to let Coach Duke speak about them for a little bit because he knows more about them than me. He's seen the film. He's done all the stuff he's got to do. So here's the 411. First, let's go to geography class, okay? They're from Ramsey, New Jersey. Ramsey, New Jersey is about 30 miles north of New York City, which means that by car, it'd take you about 16 hours to get there when you come down from Ramsey. Probably on a good day, maybe 13 hours, but it'd take you quite a while, okay? So they're kind of a suburb of New York City. And in all seriousness, they're about an hour and a half from the city, but it could take 3, trust me. All right, and they are a city of only like 15,000 people. They're 1,000 approximate miles away from us here in the 32804. They're flying down here on a plane, all right? And they're about 2 hours, 100 miles from one of my favorite places on earth. It's called Hillsdale, New York, okay? If you don't know Hillsdale, check it out. It's the best place. I'm telling you, Hillsdale and the Book Barn. Look up the Book Barn in Hillsdale and tell me if you don't like it. I like books. We're going to talk about a book later, Coach, but we're going to talk about books. So they're not far from New York City, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, this is the years they won the state championships. 1968, 70, 73, 83, 84, 90, 2002, 2003, 2006, 2007, 2008. I'm not done yet. 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2015. So they haven't won a state championship in like 7 years. They're in a bit of a drought. Okay, but they always have one big opponent every year. This year it's the Edgewater Eagles. They've played all the big teams from Florida. When you look at the history of who they've played and their big opponents, it's a fine list to be on. Best teams in Florida by far, they've played them. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. We're going to find out what happens tonight. Last thing, their nickname is the Iron Men. So I don't know if I can count this out. It's in double digits in state championships. Their nickname's the Iron Men. They come from New Jersey. They're flying down on a plane. Yesterday they get here. They practiced on our field at 12:30. I think they flew in yesterday. They're probably going to go to Universal Studios or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll get tired in all this heat. But that's what I know about them. I might share a little bit more later. But Coach Duke, what you got to say about these guys?
Well, you missed it. They're also 2-time national champion.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
they've won 2, which is voted on actual national championship. So it's a first-class opponent that's respected across the country. I know we respect them. We're excited about the opportunity to play them. Very talented football team, coached extremely well, coming down, like you said, from Ramsey, New Jersey. It's a national game, and to be on this stage and have them, get a chance to come to Florida and play at our place. We're excited about it. They're really, really good. We know that. We have to play good football tonight to be able to get it done. But this is what it's about. You get a chance to get better against a great opponent from an out-of-state team. I've told our team all week what a great opportunity when it comes to, we've represented Orlando before. We're always going to represent Edgewater, our families and our communities. This is a chance to represent the state of Florida. And that's pretty sweet, especially a week 2 game early in the season. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Can't wait. We got our work cut out for us, but our guys have had a great week of practice and a great week of prep, so can't wait to get out there for kick at 7 p.m.
That's right, 7 p.m. on the turf, right out here. Can't wait. All right, Coach, you ever been to New Jersey?
I've flown into Newark, but that's about it.
That's about it. Newark. Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Coach. When you think of New Jersey, what do you think of?
We got a student resource officer here, Officer St. John. He is from New Jersey.
Okay.
He represents that state. I think about, they don't say coffee, it's coffee,
Oh, gosh.
And I think of, hard-nosed, good ball, the Northeast. You're right outside New York City, a state that has a lot of pride, just like we do in the state of Florida. Haven't spent a lot of time up there, but, it's I think of Rutgers University as well. But it's a place that I know has got a lot of history to it, and a football state as well. And I'm excited to have New Jersey versus Florida tonight.
I like it. New Jersey versus Florida tonight. Officer St. John from New Jersey. I think of New Jersey, I think of blueberries. Did you know that? That's their state fruit. It is. And it used to be the largest producing state of blueberries in the United States of America. I remember one summer I started in Florida and I drove north. And blueberries, we talk about lines of latitude, they were already ready in Florida. So we were eating Florida blueberries. And then we got up to New Jersey, and then they became ripe. It was like June, and late June, and we're eating New Jersey blueberries. Then we went to Maine, and then they became ripe. It was like a blueberry journey. I felt like I was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with that little blue kid that ate too much. I think that was the one. I don't even know. I can't remember. I hope Officer St. John's not an undercover agent. That's all I got to say, because he's a Florida boy now. All right, so tonight, Coach, 7 p.m. Who can we expect to fly high under the lights? Who are we going to point out this week? What player, what element of your team? Last week you pointed out the defense. And the defense flew around the field. The defense hit people. The defense looked like they played a real good football game to me. I don't know nothing about football, but it looked like they played good to me. So this week, Coach, who's the Eagle watch?
You know, speaking of last week, our defense did play lights out. I'm really proud of them. And, you know, I think this week we're playing a team that a lot of people have talked about their offensive line. Their left tackle's going to Texas A&M. He's one of the top players in the country. But I think I'm going to spotlight our offensive line. I think they got a shot tonight to really get it done. And we're going to have 4 seniors on that offensive line tonight, and led by DeJon Gilbert and Vincent Burse and Michael Pedro. You know, we have a shot, I think, to do some really good stuff with our offensive line tonight, to be able to move the football, to create time for our quarterback, to create lanes in the running game. You know, our offensive line coach, Coach Jamison, does a phenomenal job, and their defensive line is exceptional. So we have our work cut out for us, but I think we can get it done up front where the game's won and lost. And I'm looking forward to our offensive line tonight having a big night.
All right, in the trenches. Them boys with the big numbers in the trenches. I like it. All right. So we got a letter from Coach now. All right. Sometimes these letters are serious. Sometimes they're not so serious. It just depends. I mean, if you want to send X's and O's questions to Coach, write them in. You know, kyle.lesher@ocps.net. There's been some feedback with our athletic director, joshua.vandergriff@ocps.net. If you want to send him an email, if you'd like to sponsor the show, whatever you'd like to do, we're here for you. Just reach on out like we tell you, okay? We love it when you reach out. We love it, okay? So, this letter comes from Brandon G. And Brandon G says, if you could have a lifetime supply of anything besides money, what would it be?
Well, you know, with today's prices and where we are, and like enjoying to travel with my family when we can, maybe a lifetime supply of gas.
Lifetime supply of gas.
You know,
wow.
Unlimited travel, and with the gas prices where they've been the last few months, that's the first thing that came to my mind. But yeah,
gas is expensive. I was in California this summer. It was $7 a gallon.
Wow.
$7 a gallon. It was quite expensive. Yeah, it was quite expensive. Lifetime supply of gas. All right.
I'll probably think of other things later on.
Yeah, you can think of more. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
I don't know if I love it either.
I love bananas. I think a lifetime supply of bananas. I don't know. All right, but we put them on the spot. It's hard to get put on the spot. But Coach does it, you know, and he's modeling something for his young men right now. Being on camera ain't easy. Answering questions ain't easy. And in the world we live in today, everybody's filming everything. So the best thing you can do is just make good decisions and don't do nothing dumb. And if you don't do nothing dumb, unless they can fake video stuff, which I hear they're doing too. They call them deep fakes or whatever, but I'm going to need some deep fakes from our offense and defense, not from nothing else. No, I don't need no internet no more. I'm sorry about the internet problem last week. Guys, it kind of frustrated me. Because you know what? The internet, I don't know if you know this, one of our famous congressmen said this one time. He did it in front of the entire United States Senate, I believe. I believe it's the Senate, not the House of Representatives. Remember, social studies is the theme. Congress is split into two, bicameral legislature, the House, 435 members, the Senate, 102 from every state in the Senate, and the House based on population. One of them, I think he was a senator, he put up a little sign. This is back in the 90s. I still feel like it's the 90s right now. And he put up a little sign and he said, so the internet is like a dump truck driving through a tube. He did this. And he had a picture of a dump truck, and the dump truck was too big to fit through the tube. So you can't get the information through the tube. You can't get the dump truck through the tube if the tube ain't big enough. So this is the modern infrastructure. Now we can stream videos so fast. But Coffee with Coach last week was so awesome. We were filming it in 4K and all this different kind of mumbo-jumbo they be talking about. I feel like I'm on a football field with the coaches saying all these numbers and stuff. And our dump truck was too big for our tube. That's what happened. So we're sorry about our dump truck being too big. This week we'll make sure our tube's big enough and we'll get our dump truck through it. Okay? Thank you. All right. All right. Fun fact. Eagle family fact we're going to call this. So it could be about a player. It could be about a coach. Last week we did Coach Hollahan, codename Meyer. That's my new nickname for him. We did 2 weeks ago we did Coach Hollahan. Last week we did Coach Dunston, codename Medea. So I don't know if you get the Meyer reference, Meyer Lansky, if you know who Meyer Lansky was. You know what that makes Coach Duke? That makes Coach Duke lucky. Okay? So Coach Duke, family fact this week, Eagle family fact. What you got for us?
I think of one of our football coaches, alumni, works here on campus. I ran into a former coach of his actually last week here in town, and that's Herman Taylor. Helps with our defensive backs. Has coached running backs in the past. Has been a freshman coach. Has been involved in the program now in the last 5 years. But was also a great quarterback here in the early 90s. Went off and played at Murray State. Found out, too, he was a really good baseball player, actually, from this coach that I saw on campus. But you want to talk about somebody that is a great coach, also a great person, mentor to so many of our student athletes, and really just students here. Somebody that I have the utmost respect and admire. He actually was the DJ at my wedding a year and a half ago. So he's DJ Herm T is his other nickname as well. He actually does a lot of stuff. But he's one of our football coaches, works here on campus as well. A great person, alumni, former great player, but somebody that I have respect for, and I think this whole community and school does as well.
Absolutely. I love that guy. Smooth T, man. He's about as cool as they come. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow. Yeah. He's cool like a cucumber. I mean, Herm T don't play, all right? And he's smooth, all right? We love him around here. You can find him in an old yearbook, too, like Coach Dunstan. He got a flat top. It's super smooth. It's like, whoa, flat. It's nice. Now, he might be bald like me now. I don't know. Okay, so that was fun. X's and O's, Coach. Here we go. X's and O's. And the X's and O's this week, I believe this is something that they do from New Jersey. I think it's kind of an old school thing, but it's called the I formation. And Coach is going to give us a little rundown on the I formation, what challenges it presents to the team, and just anything he wants to share about the I formation.
Well, they're really multiple in what they do offensively. They will get in the I. They'll get into a lot of different looks. One of the looks that they do when you talk about the I formation, that's when you have an old school fullback about 3.5 yards behind the quarterback who's under center, and then your tailback will be about 7 yards behind the fullback. And you can play with a tight end or not, but really that formation looks like an I. And the problems that it can give you is that you don't know which way it's going to go, left or right, when you're running the football. You have a lead blocker in your fullback. Usually your tailback is going to be somebody that can really run it north and south. And then, of course, the play-action game. The I formation was huge throughout the 80s and 90s, and then it kind of went away a little bit. Now you're starting to see it more again. Just like anything, things come and go with offense and defensive strategy. But, they'll do that, but they'll do a lot of stuff. They are very multiple in what they do. The quarterback will get in the gun, and they'll spread it out, and they'll run some triple option stuff. That's really impressive as well. But, yeah, they're good at what they do, and if they get in that I formation, it's tough to stop. We have it in our offense too. We don't do it a whole lot, but it's in there in case we ever need to get into it.
Oh, I was a little worried there, guys. We had a bit of an interruption, and it conveniently came during X's and O's. Our SRO officer, Officer Chris St. John, came in. And,
New Jersey.
We know he's New Jersey proud. And I'm worried about the undercover nature of his visit. So
he came in today, right now too.
Right now, X's and O's. Like, I don't know where he gets his information from, but the I formation is very confusing. We do not know what to do with the I formation. The defense will be scared. Yes, thank you. Okay, let's move on to a serious question, because with Officer St. John here, we got to switch it up and talk about our team a little bit differently, okay? So, serious question, Coach. Who's your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. So, what do we remember about these turtles? Do you remember anything about
yeah.
So, tell me, give me. Okay, what color was Raphael?
Red.
Red. Okay, so he was an Edgewater Eagle. What color was Donatello?
Purple.
Purple. Wow, the coach is good at this. Purple like a blueberry. Okay, Leonardo?
Blue.
Blue, okay, and Michelangelo?
Orange.
Orange. These are famous painters and artists, guys, just so you know, all right? Anything about their weapons?
Nunchucks, the bow.
The bow? No, yep. No bow. No
or
bow.
What the Donatello? I thought he had a...
No, he had a stick.
Yeah.
He had like a...
That's what I meant, bow stick.
Yeah, is that what they call it? I don't know.
I think that's what an actual official term is.
I don't use no tools and weapons like...
Someone needs to look that up. I think it's actually a bow stick.
Is it a bow stick? Coach is probably right, because he sounds like he knows a lot about the turtles. I don't know too much. I had to research. But I think it's because, you know how many turtles there are? He just said it. There's 4. You know how many Duke boys there are? There's 4. Yep. So you know what that means. What's that make Papa Duke, Coach?
Father of 4?
A father of 4. But what was the rat's name? The rat. You remember
Splinter.
that? Splinter, yeah. Papa Duke's like Splinter, guys. I'm telling you, he raised them right. Okay, so that's good. So your favorite one was Michelangelo with the nunchucks. I got it. Okay. 60 seconds of mentorship. Here we go. I got my clock. We don't need no devices anymore. Remember, we're doing it old school. Okay, a new minute just started, so we got to waste some time. So here's what I'm going to say. I've been reading a book lately. It's called Atomic Habits. It's by James Clear. I read before I go to bed every night. I read about 10 pages. So that means in 20 days I can finish a 200-page book. I recommend to you starting a new habit. I journal in the morning. I write my deepest thoughts about Officer St. John, my best friend. I write about how I feel. I go to work with a new thought in my head. I read at night. I write in the morning. So I'm gonna focus on for you, Coach. What the topic is going to be is habits. So anything that you want to say about habits, good habits, bad habits, breaking habits, starting new habits, anything. Because as we teach young people, I think we need to teach and model things like habits. So you got about 5 seconds, Coach. We hit the 12, we go. Remember, our second hand makes it the whole way around. Go for it, Coach.
Well, they say it takes 21 days to create a habit or break a habit. And you know, with our players, we want to make sure that they're developing healthy habits. You know, as a student, you know, as an athlete, of course, with diet, nutrition, with weight training, with everything that needs to go in to maximize their ability as an athlete, but also as a student. You know, how are they with their time management? We talk about habits all the time. And then also breaking habits. You know, we always want to be a program that's full of grace. And, you know, if you have a bad habit, we want to help with ways that you can break those habits that are negative to yourself. And we've had a lot of players in this program that have broken bad habits, and we've had a lot of great players that have developed great habits that will take them way beyond their time with us at Edgewater as they move on to college and to the real world once they graduate here. So we want to make sure that we're developing healthy habits physically, mentally, and spiritually for our guys day in and day out.
Awesome. We got it. 60 seconds of mentorship habits. Go make a good habit. Break a bad one. Do it. I think everybody can do it. And I appreciate Coach talking about it. All right, I'm going to introduce something new. We're going to change this up every week. But we're going to call this the College Coach Predictor. All right, so we're going to ask Coach Duke about some college games for some fun. You know, it's Friday after a long night tonight. Saturday, it's fun to wind down, watch some games. So I'm going to propose just one game to Coach this week, and it's a game that's kind of special to my heart. Then I'm going to propose something else to him. So the game is FSU at LSU, okay? But I'm going to ask Coach who he thinks is going to win. But before I do, I want you guys to know a few facts. LSU's in Baton Rouge. The Baton Rouge means the red stick. It's in the capital of Louisiana. Their stadium holds about 110,000 people these days, and in the 1920s, it used to also house part of their dormitories. They had $250,000 to spend on dormitories, so they had the great idea that why don't we just build the dormitories into the stadium and make the stadium bigger. That's what they did. That's during the Huey P. Long days. So I'm going to ask Coach who he thinks is going to win, but I'm going to give him a little tidbit first about this place. If you know Mr. Kessler out there, Coach Kessler, some people call him, he cuts the turf all the time, right? Two of his boys kicked and punted at LSU. One of them played in the NFL, Chad and Chris Kessler. He's a through and through guy for Orlando and the greater Orlando area, and he still gives back to his school cutting our grass out there. His boys played at LSU. And I'm going to give Coach one fact before I ask him who he thinks is going to win. This game ain't being played in Baton Rouge. This game's being played in the Superdome in New Orleans, which means it ain't really a home game. So, Coach, I'm going to ask you who you think is going to win or who you want to win.
I want Florida State to win, and
Okay, let me stop you, Coach, because I'm going to change it up, okay? Here we go. I want to make a little gentleman's wager.
All right.
Okay? So, let me get this hat back on because this is my coaching hat, all right? So, here we go. Coach, here's the wager. Whoever you pick to win, if they win, I make you a fresh pot of jambalaya.
Okay.
I make a decent jambalaya. I got a smoker in my backyard that one of my old students made me. Smoked chicken is everything in a jambalaya. The sausage being smoked properly, using them bones to make a good chicken broth with all the bones and the smoke makes it super good. And it took me about 10 years to figure out how to make a decent jambalaya. It's pretty all right. So, quick answers, knock it out. Last week, Coach, I felt like a tingle in my heart because so many things Coach liked that I like. I mean, he said dippy eggs. I didn't even know. Some people don't even know what dippy eggs are. My dad always called them dippy eggs. I don't know. He said butter over cream cheese. He said Popeyes over Chick-fil-A. I mean, a lot of the things. Pineapple over watermelon. I can go back and look at the list, but it was like boom, boom, boom. Me and Coach Duke. I'm like the lost Duke brother. Maybe I'm Daisy. I don't know. Sometimes my shorts are so short they're like Daisy Duke, but I ain't no Daisy. Okay, so here we go. Entertainment, Coach. Godfather or Scarface?
Scarface.
Goodfellas or Casino?
Goodfellas.
The Rock or Hulk Hogan?
The Rock.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Disney or Universal?
Universal.
WWE or WCW?
WWE.
Four Horsemen or Degeneration?
Degeneration.
Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison?
Billy Madison.
Karate Kid or Rocky?
Rocky.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Hulk or Thor?
Hulk.
Sandlot or Field of Dreams?
Sandlot.
Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart?
Shawn Michaels.
Country Club or Dove's Dread?
Dub's Dread.
Bungee jump or skydive?
Skydive.
Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Ryan Gosling or Channing Tatum?
Gosling.
Star Wars or Harry Potter?
Star Wars.
Hugh Jackman or Bradley Cooper?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he's my man crush. When he comes up out of the water in Wolverine, he it's crazy. Okay, so Johnny Depp or Amber Heard?
Johnny Depp.
Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt.
Fight Club.
Yep.
First rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. Okay, Friends or Seinfeld?
Friends.
Madden or NCAA?
NCAA.
Coach Dunston or Coach T-Art?
Same, equal, great guys.
Give him a wink, Coach. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Apple or Samsung?
Apple.
Matthew McConaughey or Dr. Shanoff?
McConaughey.
Eagles or Iron Man, Coach?
Eagles.
Eagles. Tonight, 7 p.m. Closing thoughts. Anything you want to say, Coach?
Need your support tonight. It's a great game. It's going to be streamed live as well. You can find that on our athletic and football webpage, the streaming for tonight's game. But this is sweet. It's great for our community. It's great for our school to play a national opponent. We're a national team. So week 2 at Edgewater against a great team out of New Jersey, Don Bosco Prep, the Ironmen, against the Edgewater Eagles, Fighting Eagles, I should say. It's going to be awesome tonight. Come out, support us, support these guys. They've worked their tail off, and can't wait. 7 p.m. kick.
Thanks, Coach, for your time. Let's finish it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Eagle.
Ah.